Welcome to Messy Church. Lovely to see you here again. Today we're thinking about light and darkness and how much better is light than darkness. So there'll be lots of crafts to do, some songs to sing along, dance and have a bop. We're going to be making crafts like the light bulb and the lighthouse, but everything will be in your envelopes to do all sorts of different crafts as well. So enjoy.
This light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Perfect. Well, how mad am I? I've chosen today, when it's pouring down, to come and do the message reel. But never mind, I'm going to enjoy looking about while I'm here. We've got a wonderful world and it's lovely to be able to see it. I remember when I was a little girl, I used to go to my Aunt Anne's in Newcastleton, and I'd be lying in bed, and anybody who knows Newcastleton will know they don't have things like street lights, and I'd wake up and open my eyes, and I honestly couldn't remember or couldn't figure out if I couldn't see anymore. It was so dark. Light is good. Jesus talks about being light. and how he can help us to see. He helps us to see God, and he helps us to see good things in the world as well. He also says things like, I am the way. And really, when you think about it, which way do we go from here? Which way do we go from there? Sometimes it can be really confusing to be thinking, what do we need to be doing next? What is the right thing to do? Jesus says, I am the way. I will help you make good choices. Other things that Jesus promises as well are things like joy. Now, today it might not feel as if there's much to be joyful about. It's raining. But if I took the time and looked, I could just see the beauty of that tree. There's always something that we can be joyful about. And one thing that I think makes me feel joyful is the fact that I know that Jesus says he loves me no matter what. He never stops loving us. And because of that, it makes me feel as if I can have a peace. That no matter what rubbish is happening in my life, there can be a bit of peace of knowing that God is in control. At the moment, sometimes it feels as if nobody's in control of this world, but we can know for sure that actually God is in control, and that can give us peace in all this chaos. So, how can we trust what Jesus says? The fact is that Jesus walked the talk. He didn't just talk about things, but he showed us how to live. He showed us how to love. He showed us how to have joy, and he showed us the way back to God as friends. Maybe it would be a good idea to maybe see if you can find an app with a Bible on it and see if you can find out more about Jesus' life. It starts with the Christmas story. Don't know about you, never too early to get ready for Christmas. And that is really God's rescue plan. God's rescue plan for the whole world. He said Jesus, the light of the world, Jesus his son, the light of the world, and for everybody, not just the chosen few, not just people who think they're worth it, but Jesus is light for everybody. Check it out, find an app, and maybe when you go around the trail and find out where those words come from, where those words figure. Jesus the way, the light, Jesus joy, peace, the promises he gives. Enjoy.
Hi everybody. Jesus is the light of the world. That's what we're thinking about today, and we're going to do a lighthouse. And the purpose of a lighthouse is so that sailors can feel safe in the sea and they see the light coming on. When the sailors are out at sea, they see the lighthouse and they see it shining out in the sea, and they feel safe because they can see the light. And Jesus being our light can make us feel safe as well. So we're going to make this lighthouse. What we need is the plastic cup and a tea light and a piece of double-sided tape, together with some pencils or some pens to decorate your mug. So first of all, we're going to put a door on, I think. Just draw a little door. You can do whatever design you want. And I'll have some steps into the door and maybe a little window. Shall we have a window? So that we can see out from our lighthouse. Like so. And decorate it in whichever way you want, or you can put squirrels around it like that. Or you can have windows in it like that. Whatever design you want. Then you're going to take this very small piece of double-sided tape and put it one side on the back of your tea light at the far side from where the switch is, and switch it on there, and take the other side of the double-sided tape off, pop it on the top, and that's it. So that the light is guiding us, just like Jesus, the light can guide us. So as well as doing the lighthouse today, You will have your lanterns to make, and you put a tea light in those if you've got one. There's the sundial where the sun would come down and on the stick, and that would show when north, east, south or west. And it's a little reminder, I am the light of the world. Jesus is. Then there's your light bulb, which you're going to make, and your candle that you're going to make. Have fun.
In my wrestling, in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore.
Right, despite the fact that it's October, coming up for November, we've still had some sunny days. So one of the things we're going to make today is this sun catcher, which you can fix in a window somewhere, and when the light shines through, it looks amazing. And it will remind us of what we've been learning about today, which is written at the bottom, that Jesus is the light of the world. And it's really simple. So let's give it a go. Right, you'll have everything in your pack. The first thing you need is a piece of paper like this. It's actually tracing paper, and it's got the shape of the light bulb on it. Then, also in your pack, a little packet with some tissue paper. And the nice thing here is you get to do some tearing. So we've got different shades of yellow, orange, and a little bit of white. I'm not going to do the whole thing, I'm just going to do a little bit and show you. So again, how big the piece, you just tear some pieces off, and when you've got your piece, I'm going to do it on the table, but really you should have a piece of paper so that the table doesn't get glue on it, but I forgot to put that out, so I'll just put some glue on this piece of tissue paper, and then I'm going to stick it near to the edge. It doesn't have to go right up because we're going to put something to cover the edge in a minute. And then you can choose another colour. You can tear lots of pieces to start with. If you do them a reasonable size, then you'll get it done quicker. I did mine with lots of little pieces last night, and I was getting a little tired at the end. Right, then we put a different colour on. I'll do 2 or 3 and then I'll hold it up so you can see it. And all the time, if you just overlap them a little bit. Right, so you cover the whole of the light bulb shape with the tissue paper pieces so that you create a pattern. When you've done that and you've got it all over here, you don't have to go right to the bottom, just a little way down, then you've got to cut it out. I'm going to do it very quickly. Right, then you'll find in your envelope another piece of paper like this. You've got to cut out the piece in the middle. Easiest way to do that is fold it over very roughly, snip it with your scissors to get a hole, and then you can put your scissors in and cut to the edge, and then cut that piece out. Then I'm going to do it as quickly as I can. So you end up with a hollow shape. You've got to put glue all the way around it. Again, better if you rest the piece you're gluing on a piece of scrap paper, especially if your mum might not like to have a gluey table. Right, place that over the tracing paper one so that it covers right up to the edge. Right, now remember I haven't done all my tissue paper, but that sticks on the edge, and then your tissue, coloured tissue paper would be in the middle, and then there's one final touch. The end of a light bulb has a metal piece which is slightly wiggly. So we're going to cut this piece out, and this is to represent the metal piece at the end of the light bulb, and it has the words on it that we want to remember. So again, now I'm going to put the glue on here because this is narrower on there. So if I hold this up, I put the glue up to about there, and then I'm going to stick this on to fiddle with it a little bit. It would fit. It's got to cover up the end. It's going to go on the end there. It says Jesus is the light of the world. Then my one, which I made last night, I'm going to put it in the window by my back door so that when the sun's shining through, and when I look at the door and we go in and out of the door, I shall see the sun shining through and see the message. Hope you have fun doing it.
So I hope you've been thinking about Jesus, the light of the world, and how much better it is to be able to walk in light than dark, and just what great things we can have because Jesus is our friend. Let's just talk to Jesus now and pray as we go. So, dear Father, we thank you for Jesus. We thank you that you sent Jesus the Rescuer to be light of the world. The way that we can see you, the way that we can know you, the way that we can be a friend of yours. And we just pray especially for everybody that is finding life a bit dark at the moment, that you would just show your light into their lives. Amen. So we hope you've enjoyed Messy Church. There's lots of things in your bags to do, and some good ideas as well. If you haven't already, why don't you see if you can do the pumpkin with the happiest face ever? Remember the trail to do, and see if you can find the clues and see what the clues tell us about Jesus as well as you're going around. If you manage to do the clues, the trail, and you want the answers, We hope they'll be in Cornerstone and you can pick up a wee treat as well when you're in there.